it's okay. But when you find someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo.
You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow, over a long period of time, Canelo beats himself.
Canelo's perspective on Crawford. Canelo Alvarez recently clapped back at Terence Crawford, stating that Crawford isn't on his level. He expressed strong disapproval for fighters who aim only to survive 12 rounds instead of delivering competitive, exciting matches. Canelo believes such cautious tactics lead to boring fights that disappoint fans seeking a great show. Crawford's perceived paradox. Terence Crawford's career speaks volumes about his talent and accomplishments, as he has demonstrated exceptional boxing skills, power, and adaptability, earning his place among the sport's elite. However, there's a paradox in how his fighting style is publicly perceived. While his technical...
It's a wow. It's a wow fight, It's two supreme athletes fighting against each other, but you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to, move up, and I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's it's okay, but when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but Crawford's very, very, very good.
You think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring.
Brook's warning to Crawford. Kell Brook, who has first-hand experience fighting elite boxers like Gennady Golovkin and Terence Crawford, issued a stern warning about the upcoming Crawford-Canelo Alvarez bout. Brook stressed that this fight presents a completely different challenge compared to Crawford's previous encounters. He explained that Canelo's unique style fundamentally differs from any opponent Crawford has faced. Unlike Crawford, who is shorter and relies heavily on skill and speed, Canelo brings a powerful blend of ring intelligence and tactical versatility.
Still got the legs to be maybe out-moving Canelo if he needs to.
Well, I don't know, I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more, he kind of sets his feet and he's cute with how he approaches chucking shots and moving. I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather. But like I say, it's one of them what we've got to tune into and watch. Both unbelievable fighters, but I'd have to favour Canelo. Just his size and his experience and just his ring generalship, he's got confidence, he's big.
Canelo's adaptability and imposing will. Brook further emphasized that Canelo's ability to adapt mid-fight and physically impose his will creates a demanding environment for any boxer. Facing a strong, versatile fighter like Canelo requires a distinct mindset and preparation. Brook believes that Crawford's approach may not be favorable against Canelo's style, making his warning clear. This opponent is unlike any Crawford has faced before. Canelo's perspective on Crawford. Canelo Alvarez recently clapped back at Terence Crawford, stating that Crawford isn't on his level. He expressed strong disapproval for fighters who aim only to survive 12 rounds instead of delivering competitive, exciting matches. Canelo believes such...
He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do that.
Which implies you like him against Bud Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Before the fight against, help me out here,
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence?
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the depth.
Lampley's confidence in Canelo. Veteran commentator Jim Lampley has voiced strong confidence in Canelo Alvarez's ability to defeat Terence Crawford. Lampley acknowledged Crawford's extraordinary talent and remarkable record, but highlighted Canelo's combination of experience, physicality, and mental toughness as making him a formidable opponent. Lampley believes Canelo's history of competing against and defeating top-tier fighters across multiple weight classes gives him an edge. He also noted Canelo's ring IQ and ability to control pace and space, which are critical factors. Furthermore, Lampley mentioned that Canelo's defensive skills and counter-punching prowess could neutralize Crawford's offense, ultimately suggesting that Canelo's well-rounded game will prevail despite Crawford's undeniable skills.
Crawford, on the other hand, he has been walking down his fighters, and people don't see that but me. For some reason, when I had that tape, people were screaming cat. And it's like David Ebenezer, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Gamboa, a Mean Machine. Even against Madrimov, the way he won the fight was by fighting. It wasn't Floyd Mayweather sticking. This guy has been too athletically gifted, and I mean explosive, hard punching, and too strong for his ops. When he's in orthodox, he boxes more. When he switches, he becomes a puncher. And now he's coming out southpaw. He ends you. He is not, you gotta watch him fight. He does do athletic things where his hands and his feet work together, and he catches you for sure. But what he mostly do is he punishes and he bullies his op, because he walks you down and whips your ass. He's an ass.
Crawford's perceived paradox. Terence Crawford's career speaks volumes about his talent and accomplishments, as he has demonstrated exceptional boxing skills, power, and adaptability, earning his place among the sport's elite. However, there's a paradox in how his fighting style is publicly perceived. While his technical prowess and tactical brilliance are widely recognized within boxing circles, the general audience often overlooks these attributes in favor of flashier, more aggressive styles. Crawford tends to approach fights with calculated precision, blending defense with sharp counters and strategic pressure. This methodical, though effective style is sometimes criticized for lacking excitement, as it doesn't always
This fight with Canelo Alvarez. It was interesting to see the comments from Canelo on how he sort of assessed Bud Crawford's career. I almost feel after the Spence fight that was like an exclamation point on everything he's done, maybe from the critics who never gave him credit, but it almost seems like Canelo was downplaying his achievements. What do you make of that? Is that to build a fight? Because it sells itself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Crawford rebuttal was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody, or everybody that he fought was a no name. But I'm gonna tell you like this: what Crawford said, well, they was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Not everyone, like when they go against Canelo, I don't think there's anyone else in boxing who you would ask and say this is a possible task for, but for Crawford, because of his pound-for-pound abilities, and apparently no rehydration clause. Am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
Let's go, man. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So, and why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be the best? So let's go test ourselves.
Look, I appreciate you taking this time. We don't get to speak all the time, so it's good to get you over here. And maybe we'll catch up later in fight week, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Bomac's contrasting viewpoint. Boxing analyst Bomac offers a contrasting viewpoint, acknowledging Canelo's talents while emphasizing Crawford's superior technical skills. According to Bomac, Canelo is undoubtedly a top-level fighter, but Crawford's precision, speed, and ring generalship give him the edge. Bomac highlighted Crawford's motivation and preparation, noting his consistent focus and readiness in the ring. This mental sharpness, combined with his refined skill set, allows Crawford to dictate fights and outthink opponents. While Canelo's power and experience make him a dangerous adversary, Bomac believes that Crawford's strategic approach and technical proficiency could prove decisive, especially if he executes his game plan effectively. This analysis underscores the tactical battle that could unfold rather than a straightforward power contest.
I hope that Crawford didn't get any ideas from Skull. I don't think he did. I think Crawford is a hell of a fighter, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
How does weight play a part in that fight?
Oh, what?
How does weight play a part in that fight, do you feel?
White?
Weight. The size difference.
Oh, no, I don't think that, that doesn't, like you saw today, the guy was like, I don't know how much taller. It didn't really play into it either. But Crawford is a hell of a fighter, and you saw today when they did the face-off in the ring, they're virtually height-wise, they are virtually the same. Crawford might even be a little bit taller, but when you look at Canelo, the way he's built, his legs, his shoulders, his neck, that is why he's never been hurt. And he's never been hurt fighting fighters at a substantially higher weight, substantially bigger than him, and they still couldn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And then you look at Crawford, who is a smaller guy, is moving up 2 weight classes, tried at 154, barely won, couldn't hurt Madrimov, and now he's going to go against the guy with the best chin in the sport. That's why probably odds maker have Canelo as a favorite. But having said all of that, Crawford is just a hell of a fighter. I was there when he fought, I was ringside when he fought Spence.
Canelo's physical advantages. Managers claim. Canelo Alvarez's business manager, known for overseeing one of boxing's wealthiest careers, made significant claims about Canelo's physical advantages ahead of the Crawford fight. The manager stressed that Canelo's physique is uniquely built to withstand punishment and avoid damage, a trait that sets him apart from many fighters.